Hi guys, welcome to another Day Tips Live. I'm going to wait for a couple of you guys to come on and join me. Hopefully I can get some of your questions in. Hopefully some of you guys join me live. So as you can hopefully see by the title, we're speaking about developing a profitable traffic strategy for your business. So my most recent upload on this channel, hopefully some of you guys have seen it by now, is all about traffic, driving traffic, and kind of the considerations to keep in mind with regards to traffic. And the main point in that is that traffic is real people. Sometimes, often we can forget that the numbers in our analytics, the amount of clicks we get, the amount of views we get, the amount of impressions, even the amount of leads and sales that we get to our business, these are actual real people. I'm starting to see a couple of people joining me. Do interact. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you just want to say hi. Yeah, awesome. So we're gonna get straight into it. So yeah, as I mentioned, the title of this one is developing a profitable traffic strategy for your business. And taking a few things, I wanted to go a little bit deeper in terms of like the video that I just put out on generating traffic. Again, I'm seeing some of you guys are joining live, so please do let me know who is live. We've got Unica Dance Events. Thank you so much for joining us live. Hello to you. Would love to know where you guys are joining in from as well, what part of the world. So yeah, just leave your comments there and I will kind of be answering comments as I go through. So yeah, please do comment, engage, ask questions, talk if you have any specific requirements as well for your particular business or the avenue you're going in, then feel free to share. So yeah, getting straight into it. I wanted to speak, obviously I spoke in my last video, hopefully you guys have seen it by now. I spoke about traffic and I spoke about the differences between paid traffic and free traffic. So I speak to a lot of you guys who have your websites already. Let me know as well in the chat if you have your website already. And a lot of you guys are sending me your website and it looks really great. If you've sent me your website in a comment or in a DM or anything like that, then I've probably given you feedback. If I haven't given you feedback, then do email me again or message me again. And I will kind of get back to you. Also share this live as well with people who you think might benefit from it. We're going to be live probably for about 20 minutes or so. So please do share it with people who you think will benefit from this. We're going to be speaking about traffic, getting in depth and how you can actually turn traffic into customers. So from London town, awesome. So from my town as well, that's great. So what I wanted to kind of first and foremost talk about was traffic with regards to it being free and also being paid. So the differences between free and paid traffic once you have developed your website. So you've got your Squarespace website, you've got your Shopify store, your WooCommerce store, your affiliate store is up, or whatever it is, and it looks for the vast majority of you, when I see your website, it looks great and you've got that down. Unik is saying, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. I don't have a website yet for my personal branding. Cool. Well, I'm probably going to be speaking about different platforms as well during this as well, so that might give you some ideas. I would be interested to know, how are you promoting without a website? Because I do know a lot of you guys promote without a website. How are you currently promoting? We've got a comment saying, howdy. Great, awesome, good to see you. New York City, great to have New York City in the house. Ghana, Etty from Ghana, I hope I'm pronouncing that right as well. Great to have you guys on. A pleasure to have you guys on. So yeah, getting straight back into things. What is the best method? What's the best way of driving traffic to your website? Now, I recommended in my last video that you guys focus on two main traffic sources. And I think it's Unica. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Unica Dance Events was saying that she doesn't have a website yet. She's saying, yes, please. I hear a lot of people talking about marketing 10K using organic traffic. And then we've got Lorraine K, who's in London. Great to have another Londoner in the house. That's awesome. So going back to Unica dance events, I've said it like so many different ways. I hope at least one of them is right. But yeah, going back to this question, you can utilize free traffic as a way to kind of only promote your business. So for example, if you're on Instagram and you're posting content regularly, then you can develop a following on there and get clients literally just DMing you. And if you do get up to that 10K point on Instagram, then you develop the swipe up feature, obviously, where you can literally send people either to your PayPal where they can make a booking, or you might just message people one-to-one. Now that can become quite taxing on you, especially if you start developing sales, and you're getting customers in, you're having to do everything, and that can be a bit taxing. So it's easier if you create a website so people can fill out an order form and so on and so forth. That's where a website comes in really handy. And this again is where for Unica dance events, you don't necessarily need the most expensive website. You don't necessarily need the WordPress website. You can literally have, if you've already got the audience, that is, let's say you've built up an audience of Instagram of 10K or more, for example, then you could actually literally just use a free Wix website, just so people can know where to book you. I think you do have to have a premium account actually to take bookings with Wix.com, but you don't have to have an extravagant site. It's all about the marketing. This is where people kind of get it wrong. They focus way too heavily on the website itself and not on the marketing, whereas the marketing is the most effective bit. If you have the marketing right, it doesn't really matter what platform you're utilizing. So with free traffic methods like Instagram, Lorraine K is saying she has a website. That's awesome. I'm going to probably ask more about that soon. Unica Dance Events is saying I use Facebook groups. Facebook groups is an incredible way. I do a lot of promotions in different Facebook groups as well. So that's another source of free traffic. So with Facebook groups, obviously you want to make sure that you're being as organic as possible, because different Facebook groups have different rules and sometimes different days where you can post. But it is a great way to generate business if you do it correctly. If you're making sure your business is enticing, are you offering something enticing? Maybe giving people discounts within that group and actually contributing in that group as well. Don't just post your promotions, but actually comment, make relationships with people, and be insightful in those groups, and that can actually really pay dividends. So thank you so much for sharing that as a traffic source. So I know people who literally just use Facebook as a way to market their business, and they just have one traffic source. I recommend that you guys have at least two traffic source, one paid traffic source and one free traffic source, to kind of help you to diversify your traffic. If all of your traffic, for example, is coming from Facebook groups, and let's say Facebook groups go away, then how are you going to start generating business? So you want to build up at least two. I recommend one paid method and one free method. So you might be doing Facebook groups and you might be doing Instagram ads, for example. So I recommend doing a mixture of two. We've got Etty Sonny Prosper says, I have a website. How can I get more traffic to that site? So like I've been kind of explaining, there's free traffic. We have Unica Dance Events, who was speaking about Facebook groups. That's a great way to just, a lot of people are focused on traffic, but you don't necessarily need traffic to your website to generate sales. It's one way. Your website is one way, but like we were mentioning, Facebook groups could be a great way. Find a Facebook group that is applicable to your niche. So whatever, I'm not sure, Etty, what you do, but if you leave that in the chat, then I will kind of try and be more specific in terms of the advice that I give. But find a Facebook group that is specific to your niche. Join that Facebook group. Like I said, add value. The mistake that some people make as well is they join Facebook groups that are not necessarily people who are going to buy, but more so people who are just interested in a niche. So for example, you might join a Facebook group of bakers, and if you bake, then that might not be the group for you to promote your baking, because those are bakers, if that makes sense. So although they're bakers, they're interested in maybe cutlery they can buy or baking equipment they can buy. They might not be interested in buying your cake because they are trying to sell their cakes as well. So it's about understanding the psychology of the people who are in these groups, and using that to your advantage when kind of promoting your business. We have Latoya Bay. I use Facebook, but it's a podcast. I'm not sure how to sell funnel that, especially as given a freebie. So the podcast is kind of is content, right? So your product is not necessarily going to be physical or a service. So it's more of a content based thing, and you're probably going to be selling advertisements through that. I'm not sure if you're selling direct to consumer, direct to your podcast listeners, but you kind of, how would you promote that podcast? I would say by miniaturized content. So if the main podcast is on YouTube, then create a mini episode or mini podcast episodes on Instagram, or on Twitter, or on wherever you know your target customer is, whoever it is you're trying to reach with that podcast. Make sure you're creating miniature content that lives on that platform. So a lot of this is a kind of a rule of thumb for everybody who's creating content on different platforms as well for your business. If you have a YouTube channel for your business and that's your main platform, what I see a lot of people doing is kind of, they'll take a snippet from the YouTube video and put it on Instagram or put it on Facebook and leave a link somewhere, or tell people to go and watch the full video on YouTube. Whereas that's okay to do some of the time. You actually want to make sure you're creating organic content that is supposed to live on Instagram or on Facebook or on those other platforms. So you build up those platforms as well organically. So let's say you had a podcast about childhood and that was on YouTube, then you might have a miniature series about how to raise your children on Instagram, and you post little 1-minute videos every day on Instagram, and you're building that following up. And it goes the same for businesses as well. If you might be promoting through Facebook ads, for example, you want to make, and I said, if you're promoting through Facebook ads, you might want to have an organic strategy as well. And you're putting that, you can put out content on Instagram or on your chosen platform. Who else have we got? We've got Sundarsh. I've a website. I've tried Facebook traffic. I get a little traffic, but only one conversion in 1 month. Okay, so there's a lot of variables in terms of Facebook traffic. I've done so many lives and videos on Facebook traffic. So after this live, I recommend typing in my name, Sam Dey, D-E-Y, into YouTube, and typing in Facebook, and you'll see my videos that I've done on Facebook and the videos I've done on paid traffic. But just a quick summary on Facebook traffic. What tends to convert better is warmer traffic. And I spoke about this in my video yesterday. So I hope you guys caught that video. So basically there's two main types of traffic. You have cold traffic and you have warm traffic. So cold traffic are people who have never visited your website before. Warm traffic are people who have at least one touch point with your business. So they've either visited your website, they've downloaded your free guide. I speak a lot on this channel about email marketing and lead generation. So you guys should be doing that, especially if you're planning on doing paid traffic campaigns. So what you can actually do is you can add the Facebook pixel to your website. I've done tutorials on that, and I'm going to be doing more in the future as well. But you add the Facebook pixel to your website and you tell Facebook what a conversion is for you. And then when you're setting up your campaigns, if it's conversions that you're looking for, either sales or leads, then you tell Facebook, when you're setting up your campaign, the first thing it says is what type of campaign do you want to set up. If you choose a conversion campaign, because that's what you're going for, then it will optimize your Facebook ad to generate conversions. So it will be able to determine, Facebook have gotten intelligence. So they'll be able to determine what a conversion is if you put in the data correctly. And I'm going to be doing more tutorials on this, like I've mentioned, in my coming videos. So make sure, guys, you don't miss those videos. I do a lot of videos here. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you got the bell notification on. So if when one of these videos pop up that you're looking for, you don't miss them. So yeah, make sure you got the Facebook pixel installed on your site. Make sure you are creating custom audiences as well. That's another thing. So you can create a custom audience in Facebook of people who have visited your website in the past 30 days, for example, and only market to those people. So that's warmer traffic those are people who are more likely to actually convert. As well, you can upload your email list to Facebook as a custom audience. Again, those are people who are more likely to convert. And as well as this, you can create a lookalike audience. So once you upload your email list, or if you have the data of the people who have visited your website in the past 30 days, you can create an audience that is similar, that looks similar to that audience. Facebook can determine this. And even if you only have 1,000 people who visited your site or 1,000 people on your email list, Facebook can create an audience of people who are very similar to the people who have interacted with your business in the past. And that's called a lookalike audience. And that tends to convert a lot better as well than just plain old cold traffic. So hopefully some of those strategies help you guys out. Okay. I do have my own Facebook group also. Yes, great. If you can create your own Facebook group, then that's a really great way of as well of kind of engaging and re-engaging with some of your customers. I speak a lot about email marketing, but having a Facebook group is also great as well. You're kind of like then building a community. So if you have customers who have bought from you, if you're getting a lot of customers in who are buying from you, then consider starting a Facebook group, especially if it's kind of like some sort of lifestyle product, or if it's something that you feel like, yeah, this is a community as well of people. So let's say you're selling some sort of shampoo for women or something like that. Create a Facebook for your customers so they can come and talk about their results. They can share any concerns they have or whatever it might be. If you feel like your business will benefit from that, then create a Facebook group for your customers or for your potential customers. And this could be a great way of you actually driving or keeping your customers, because once they buy from you, they're in that group now, they're part of your community, and they're kind of more likely to buy from you again in the past. We got Manho in the building. Thank you so much for joining us. Awesome. Great to have you, Manho. What other questions? Need help with this? Thank you. I'm not sure what helps specifically. Manho is saying, I need to watch your SEO video. Yes. So kind of on that topic, I'm going to touch on SEO. So if you guys have questions, I'm going to try and get through as many of them as possible before I jump off the live. So please do let me know in the chat section. Let's make this as interactive as possible, and do share this link as well with anyone you think will benefit. So in terms of SEO, let me break that down for some of you guys who have a website or who are thinking about starting a website. SEO is short for search engine optimization. So the major search engines are Google, Yahoo, and Bing. Those are the main important search engines when you start a website. So if you want your website to start showing up in Google, then the first port of call obviously is to publish your site. Then you want to go to a website called Google Search Console. Google Search Console. If you type that into Google, then it should take you there. It's completely free for you to set up a Google Search Console account. And then you want to submit your details. So you need to kind of verify that you own that website. And then the first thing you want to do is make sure you have all of the different variations of your website. So you have for example, my website, daytips.com. I have www.daytips.com. I have justdaytips.com. I have https daytips.com. And for you guys who are watching, you're thinking, what's the importance of this? Well, Google see these as different websites, even though they are the same. So you want to submit all of those different URL variations to Google, and make sure you use an email address as well when you set up your Google Search Console account, because Google will tell you if they have any issues with crawling your website. And lastly, on SEO, like I said, I've got a lot of videos on it, but lastly, just to touch on it, you want to focus on user experience. So how easy is it for people to access the content on your website? Use simple fonts. Make sure your website loads as quickly as possible. Make it easy to navigate, an easy navigation system. Make sure you're tagging all of your pages. So if you're using Shopify, Squarespace, Weebly, Wix, WooCommerce, WordPress, Joomla, whatever you're using, when you create a new page for your products or for blog articles, make sure you're utilizing the keywords that you want that page to show up for in your title, in your URL, in your main body of the text, make sure you're using image alt text as well. So when you upload an image to your website, it should give you an option to add an alt text. Make that keyword rich as well. And also you should have page settings as well. Regardless of what platform you're using, you should have page settings somewhere where you can change your meta title and your meta description. That's basically what Google see and what we see when we're searching when we're searching Google for websites. So you want to make sure those contain your keywords as well. And that's kind of like the basics to SEO. So we've got Etty who says, Sam, how can I get in touch with you? Well, I have got my my Instagram account. I'm at Day Tips on Instagram. So make sure you guys go and follow at Day Tips on Instagram. I'm active on there. I produce a lot of content on there now as well. So you can hit me up in the DMs. But make sure you guys are following along there as well, because I'm posting a lot of great content there consistently, and not a lot of you guys are following me there yet. So do make sure you go to Instagram and you follow along so you don't miss, because I don't share all of my tips in YouTube videos, because my YouTube videos tend to be edited well and stuff like that. But on Instagram, I'm just sharing tips, you know, just videos and stories and loads of stuff. So make sure you guys are following along. So that's probably the best way to get in touch with me. So we got Shudash says, thanks, bro. I'll check your Facebook ads related videos. Yes, I've got some really great Facebook ad videos. I've been running a lot of Facebook ads this year, so I'm going to be producing even more Facebook ad videos as well. And again, I'm documenting my journey with Facebook ads and other ads as well on Instagram. So make sure you guys follow along. Could you do a video on marketing on TikTok? I literally just started, Menho, marketing on TikTok. But TikTok is like any other social media platform. I recommend that you start using the platform, whatever platform it is that you want to build an audience on, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, whether it's TikTok. The first port of call is to actually use it as a consumer for a little bit first, so you can understand the type of content that is working on that platform. Follow a few people, see how they're making their content, see what content gets a lot of engagement. And then you want to figure out a strategy for your particular business on those platforms. So whatever your strategy might be, you know, whatever you might be promoting, whatever you might be doing, I always recommend, I said this a bit earlier in this live, is to make sure you're producing content specifically for that platform. So on TikTok, don't just, you know, edit out a video that you've used on YouTube and put that onto TikTok, but actually be, you know, thinking about, okay, what kind of content will work? Can you produce content specifically for TikTok? And maybe I will do a video specifically to TikTok soon. But essentially within TikTok, I'm just on TikTok now. Within TikTok, you can actually create videos and edit them within TikTok. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but if I like click on that, I can literally kind of create, and it gives me the option to edit all of my videos within TikTok. So if you guys, I am Sam Day on TikTok. No, sorry, I'm Day Tips. So the same as my YouTube. Let me just get up on the screen. The same as my YouTube. I am Day Tips on TikTok. And you guys will see all of the videos I've done there are quite well edited. I wonder if I can play one. So this is one, right? Hopefully you guys can see that.
Promote your lead magnet. Email your list with your affiliate links. Making money as an affiliate is easy. Find an affiliate product that you really believe in.
Hopefully you guys get the point there. So that's my TikTok. And as you can see, it's okayly edited. And I do all of the editing within TikTok. So I literally take my phone out and I start recording and I edit within TikTok. It can take 10 minutes, literally, sometimes even less. So yeah, I recommend, I think TikTok is a great opportunity, and I probably will be doing kind of videos. Obviously, I'm not a pro on TikTok yet. I literally just got started on it, but I will probably do a video on how to edit TikTok. That's hopefully if the US government do not shut it down, because there's a lot going on about that at the moment. Cool. So can you recommend good funnels? So in terms of funnel creation, it depends on the product that you're looking to produce. So it depends on the product. You want to reverse engineer what product or service it is you are selling. But as a rule of thumb, lead generation is always a great idea. So you will notice in my YouTube videos, I'm always promoting the formula, and I will get that up now. If you haven't downloaded it already, then make sure you go and download it, daytips.com/the formula. And that is kind of this ebook that is behind me as well. Right there is the formula. And the reason why I have that up, it is really, really valuable. Obviously, I'm not going to promote something that's not valuable to you guys, but it also helps me to build my email list. So those of you who have downloaded it, if you're on my email list, do let me know in the chat. Let me know, because I try to give you guys the best emails possible, updating you guys once a week, and giving you great content that you don't get on my YouTube channel. You would only get if you're a subscriber to the formula. But I always recommend that. Make sure you have some strategy to build your email list, and that will be like the almost the first step of your funnel. So you have what's known as top of the funnel marketing. That will be you on YouTube, you on Instagram, you on Facebook, you with your Facebook ads or whatever. That's top of the funnel. That's the first time someone might notice you. And then the second step of that funnel is, okay, they come to your website and they download the formula. This day and age now with pixel retargeting, like I said, if you're doing Facebook ads, you can target people who've clicked on your site. Also, if you're not doing Facebook, if you're doing Google ads, you can utilize the Google Tag Manager to pixel retarget people. So someone comes to your website, they click onto your site, but they don't download anything. They don't leave their email address. They don't buy. But you pixel retargeted them. So that's essentially another stage of your funnel, because now you can serve them up ads and get them back to your website to hopefully make a purchase. And then obviously the third stage of your site will be your database. So will be someone who has left their email address, someone who has bought, you've got their email now, and they are a lead or a customer. And then obviously going down from there, it's about retaining that customer. Can you get them to buy additional products? Do you have upsells or cross sells? Do you have seasonal offers? Can you kind of retain them as a customer? And then lastly, can you actually turn them into a fan who doesn't just buy from you, but similar to, with my Arsenal shirt, I'm an Arsenal fan. So not only am I wearing my Arsenal shirt, but I'm wearing it in my YouTube live. I'm giving them free promotion because I'm an absolute fan. So can you turn your customers into fans who kind of speak about you, advocate for you? And that's basically sales funnels in a nutshell. We've got, how do I know when you're going to go live? Is there a fixed time day around which I can go live? I don't want to miss your live sessions. So I don't have a fixed day or time yet. Like I said, if you do follow me on Instagram, I do my best to kind of update my Instagram. I'm going to start going live on Instagram as well. So do make sure you're following me there at Day Tips, like I've mentioned. Do make sure you're following me on Insta, but I don't have a live schedule just yet. The best thing I can say is make sure you are subscribed and click the bell notification button on this channel so you don't miss when I go live. I'm doing my best to try and develop like a kind of schedule, but I want to see when most of you are joining me, so that I know when the best time to go live is. So at the moment it's a bit sporadic, but I'm going to do my absolute best to update my Instagram at least a few hours before, sometimes a day or two before. If I have a guest, then I might even be able to let you guys know a week or so before. So yeah, basically make sure you're following me on Insta. Also download the formula as well if you haven't already. Make sure you're on that formula email list as well, because I'm going to be doing my best to update you guys with what's going on, so you don't miss anything. We've got Latoya Bay, you are a gem. Thank you so much, Latoya. That means a lot to me. You are a gem as well. Menho, do you submit social media links? I'm guessing you're referring to the Google Search Console. No, you only submit the link to your website. So Google Search Console is only your website. And also you have a website platform called Bing Webmaster Tools. And that's basically the same as Google Search Console, but instead of submitting to Google, you submit to Bing and to Yahoo as well using Bing Webmaster Tools. You got Lorraine K says, is Meta important? Meta is really important. Make sure you're for those of you who don't know, your Meta, you got a Meta title and a Meta description. When you create a new page on your website, regardless of what platform you're using, you should have the opportunity to change your Meta title, your Meta description, and the search engines will read this to get a better understanding of what your web page is all about, and to hopefully rank you in search for relevant key phrases. If you're creating landing pages, so I've done a video not too long ago on Leadpages. That's a really great software. I've done videos on creating landing pages with Wix, with Squarespace, so on and so forth. So if you're creating landing pages, you might want to turn off the kind of search for that particular video. So you want to block search engines from viewing that page, because it might literally just be a page that you're utilizing to drive traffic, to drive leads, to drive sales. But as a rule of thumb, yeah, your meta is really important. Great question, Lorraine. Unica dance events, I heard 6 is awful for SEO. What's your thoughts? I'm guessing you mean Wix. Wix, I mean, the best platform for SEO, in my opinion, is probably WordPress. And then after that, you might have, you know, a platform like Joomla. And then after that, you might have like Shopify and so on and so forth. That being said, it's not impossible to rank with a Wix website. And that's the reason why I've done videos on SEO for Wix. So if you're following the steps in those videos, and if you're watching carefully my videos that I'm putting out here on YouTube and on Instagram, then you should be okay in terms of ranking your website. I'm going to be doing a video soon on a few hacks that you guys can utilize to rank in search engines, even without a website that is performing that well. So you can kind of use those hacks to kind of get into the search engines. Just kind of, I might as well give you a few throwaway ones now. Business directories. So I know Unica, you were saying Unica Dance Events. I'm not sure if that's actually your name, but Unica Dance Events. You were saying earlier that you don't have a website. So even if you don't have a website, you can still rank in search if you go to Google My Business. So if you go to Google, type in Google My Business, you can create a Google My Business account, and that can help you to show up in search engines even without a website. You can register for business directories. So directories such as Yale.com, Scooter.com, and there's some other really good ones as well. If you register in those business directories, it's a great way for you to be found in search engines, but also you might just be discovered as well. There might be people on Yale looking for dance events, and they can find you. And if you do have dance events happening, then being in different, you know, events kind of directories as well, Eventbrite, so on and so forth, that can be really great for your SEO. There are Eventbrite events that actually show up in the search engines when someone's typing for an event in their specific location. So when you are creating your listings in Yale Business or Eventbrite or Google My Business, make sure you're being as descriptive as possible, so that you can benefit from SEO juice. So do you do different content for different platforms? What's your strategy? So yeah, I produce content here on YouTube. I just showing you guys my TikTok, so you can guys can check that out. I produce content on Instagram, on LinkedIn. If you follow me on LinkedIn, I produce content on Facebook. So my strategy is I use social media as a platform, as top of the funnel marketing, to just produce content for my ideal client. My ideal client is someone who is running a business and needs marketing tips. So whatever your ideal client is, you want to create content that will be useful to them. So quality content, if you've watched my other lives or my other videos, you will know. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know quality content has to meet one of these 3 criteria. Whatever platform you're producing content on, your content needs to be educational, entertaining, or inspiring to your target customer. If your content is not educating, inspiring, or what was the last one? If it's not educating, inspiring, or entertaining your ideal customer, then it's not quality content, and it's not a great strategy. So my aim on that strategy is to build my following organically, so people know who I am, people know, like, and trust me. And then hopefully, if they trust me enough, they'll download Formula, go onto my email list, hopefully come to my website, so I can actually retarget them or use that visitor data in my paid marketing strategies on Facebook as well, to develop lookalike audiences, so I can find customers or leads, or, you know, people who are similar to the people who already like me, if that makes sense. So I can find more people who hopefully like me and want to do business with me. So that's my strategy. And I think that's a really great strategy as well, if you can kind of reverse engineer it for your business. Menho is saying, got it. Awesome. So we have joining your email list and downloading the ebook right away. Awesome. For those of you who may have joined a little bit late, I've got the formula, which is the free guide to generating leads and sales online. This is the link to it somewhere down there. And obviously a copy of it is behind me. I might promote it in every video. So that's a free guide. And basically that's all that will also make you part of my email list. I email you guys at least once a week. I do my best to email at least once a week. You can respond to any email that I send you as well. So it's not one of those marketing lists whereby it's a no reply, but literally any questions you have, any issues you're having, or if you want to reply about the specific email that I've just sent you, then you can respond and comment, and you know, it's a community in my email. So make sure you do go and grab your free copy of the formula. Link is right there, daytips.com/the formula. Go and grab your copy. Lorraine Case is following on Day Tips. Send me a DM as well. If you've been on this live and you're following me on Instagram now, then do send me a DM. Would love to kind of continue the chat on Instagram. Unica Dance Event says, I heard Wix is awful for SEO. I've kind of gone through that already. But I think a bad workman, just to sum it up, a bad workman will always blame their tools. It might be a little bit easier for you. There's definitely benefits to having a WordPress website. So if you can have a WordPress website, then I recommend that you do. But there are some people who really struggle, and it just really bogs them down and stresses them out getting a WordPress website done, and they just don't want to hire a freelancer to do it. Then you can definitely be successful with a Wix website. So we've got, is the meta description different than the normal product description? Yes, it is. So your product description or your description on your page will just be your normal page content, and search engines can read that, as well as obviously your website visitors. Your meta description is going to be slightly different. So when you go to Google, let me give you guys a live demonstration of this as well. Be patient with me, guys. If you go to Google and type in, let me type in dollars to pounds, because that's something that I often do. The conversion rate. Okay, cool. So this is what I get inside of Google, and this is the description. Sorry, that's the title. So that's the meta title, and that there is the meta description. If I scroll down a little bit here as well, so you can see these question boxes as well. So you can actually show up here as well. Your website can show up here if you're using structured data. I've done videos on structured data as well, guys. So more of your product information, you can see like there's more information here. And if depending on what you search as well, sometimes you can see products literally in the natural search results. But basically your meta title is this up here, this thing up here, and your meta description is this down there. I'm hoping you guys can see that. And that's basically what people will see before they make the decision to click. So you want to make sure it's enticing, but also that's what search engines will read as well, to kind of get a better understanding of what your web page is all about. So that's super important. Unica Dance Event says, you're killing it, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys, literally every single one of you guys, every message and view. I appreciate you all. And I really hope that these tips are going to help you to expand and grow your business. But when you blow up, and some of you are blowing up already, because I've seen the messages in my DMs and in my emails as well, just don't forget me. That's the only thing I ask. Unica Dance Event says, I'm still fleshing out my branding. I'm thinking more so a landing page. I think I need to think more on my strategy. There's so many ways about it. Yeah, there are so many ways about it. And that's why I always recommend, when it comes to traffic, pick 2 traffic sources so you don't get too overwhelmed. If it's SEO you're focusing on, focus on SEO and maybe 1 other traffic source. Ideally, it will be 1 paid traffic source, 1 free traffic source. You really want to think about what product or service you're selling and where is your target customer? Where do they spend their time online? And focus on producing content on that platform or paying for ads on that platform. And yeah, don't get too overwhelmed with loads of different platforms. I know I speak about basically everything on this channel, and that's to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. So you can always expand. Just because you're doing 2 platforms at the moment doesn't mean you can't expand, but you might stick with 2, and then you see my videos and you know what's possible in terms of Google ads and Facebook ads and Instagram and so on and so forth, but you kind of just keep it in the back of your mind for when you're ready to do that. So I'm going to be wrapping up soon. So if you do have any questions, please quickly send them in. But this video will be it will be on my channel as well. Once it uploads and processes, I'm going to publish it to my channel, so you guys can, if you're not watching this live, do leave me comments in the comment section and I'll do my best to answer those. We've got, is there an exact structured playlist which I can follow from first video until last and learn about SEO/Facebook ads? There are a lot of playlists on my channel. So if you go to my channel and you go to playlists, then you will see I've got I've got videos on structured data. Actually, no, sorry, I don't have a playlist on structured data yet, but I do have a playlist on SEO. I do have playlists on email marketing. So as you can see, these are my playlists. I've got videos on marketing tips. Now I've got e-commerce marketing. So those of you who are selling products, that's a playlist for you. Squarespace tutorials, day tips lives. I've got my making money online, email marketing. So yeah, go to my channel and go to playlists and you will see all of those videos and you can watch them from start to finish. Random question. I've created an online series for women. What's a good platform to hold a course? Okay, to hold a course, if you want autonomy in terms of selling that course and promoting that course, then I recommend, if you're not afraid to start a WordPress website, then you might want to go with a platform called, it slipped my mind now. But basically if you create your website on WordPress, then there's a bunch of different WordPress apps that you can use. MemberPress, that's it. That's the one that I use. MemberPress is the one that I use, and I think I pay about £200 a year or something like that, and I host all of my courses. But that being said, you have to do all of the back end stuff yourself. So you have to set up the WordPress website. You have to kind of create all of the pages yourself. I host my videos on Vimeo so that they're privated and they can only be seen from my YouTube. So my website, sorry, for people who have bought my courses. And that's what I use. So if you've downloaded the formula and if you've bought any courses on my website, then that's what I'm using. I'm using MemberPress. And I will probably be doing videos soon on how to use different platforms. So if you don't want to go through all of the aggro of hosting it yourself, then you can use platforms such as Teachable. You can use Udemy. I happen to be a top rated instructor on Udemy as well. I have a couple of best selling courses there and a couple of highest rating courses there as well. So it is a great way to get exposure on Udemy. So yeah, it depends on what way you want to go with it, really. You didn't tell which description is relevant for SEO, meta or product. So they're both relevant. You want to make sure you have your keywords in your product description and in your meta description. So they're both really important. You don't want to miss off any of them. SEO is like, there's loads of different elements to SEO, which is why I recommend, there's 2 videos in particular that I recommend you guys watching for SEO, where I go kind of really in depth. And I can't remember what I've titled them now, but I'm going to quickly search for it and show you guys. Okay, so it's this one, Learn SEO for Your Business. This one right here, Learn SEO for Your Business. This one right here on the top. And it's part 1, and then there's a part 2, and the part 2 is SEO Secrets Part 2. And they're quite lengthy videos. One is 20 minutes, the other one is 30 minutes. But in that, I explain a lot of stuff that if you guys are thinking about doing SEO, then those are definitely 2 videos I would recommend you guys going and watching. Like I said, I'm going to be doing more videos on Facebook ads and Instagram ads and Google ads and creating your website and email, marketing and all of this good stuff. But in the meantime, there are kind of places you guys can find me online. Make sure you're following me at Day Tips. I can never point to it correctly, at Day Tips on Instagram. And yeah, follow me there so you don't miss any content. Like I said, I'm putting out a lot of content there. Also, make sure you guys download the formula, and there's an email as well. So as soon as you download the formula, you will get an email to confirm that you want to be on the newsletter. But after that, you'll get an immediate email. Make sure it doesn't go into your spam. You'll get an immediate email where I'm kind of asking you guys to respond as well. So I want to know more about your business so I can kind of help you one-to-one. So do make sure you reply to that email when it comes to you. But awesome. It's been incredible having you guys on. There was someone asking about my schedule for going live. I don't have a schedule yet. But like I mentioned, do follow me along on Instagram, and I'll do my best to kind of update my Insta stories when I'm going live. I'm going to have a few guests on as well soon too, who are specialists in certain areas and certain fields. So if you're on Instagram, you will see when that when I'm promoting those things as well. So yeah, I hope this live brought you guys value. I don't think there's any more questions in the comment section. But yeah, thank you all for joining me. I really do hope that this brought you value. Like I said, this video will be live on my channel as well once it's processed. But have a great day. Make sure you download the formula, and I will see you all soon. It's been a pleasure.